Hello, thank you for watching my presentation. This is Isabella, and I'm going to be talking about the impacts of Marbury versus Madison. So, to start off, I'm going to be giving you some background. We're going to be talking about 6 different ideas here. So, firstly, Thomas Jefferson, he was supposed to be the new president starting in January of 1801. And then the Judiciary Act of 1801 was passed, and this gave presidents more control over the appointment of Supreme Court judges. The former president, John Adams, had appointed 16 new judges and 42 justices of peace before his term was over. But these jobs weren't actually not valid until they received their commission. So, John Marshall was the Secretary of State at the time, and he was unable to successfully deliver all of the commissions in time. So, William Marbury was elected to be one of the judges, and he didn't receive his commission in time, so he thought he had a job, but he actually didn't. And James Madison, who is the new Secretary of State, William Marbury was asking James Madison if he could have his commission, but Madison refused, and that's how we got Marbury versus Madison. So, some important aspects of this case: it was a 4-0 decision, and it was in favor of Madison. Although the Supreme Court found Madison's behavior to be illegal, they were still unable to allow Marbury to rightfully have his job because of the Constitution. The Judiciary Act of 1789 allowed Marbury's claim to be heard in the Supreme Court, but it was deemed unconstitutional because it extends original jurisdiction further than what was allowed. This case ultimately established the concept of judicial review, which is the power to deem a law as unconstitutional or constitutional. So the modern impact of this case: federal laws that conflict with the United States Constitution are invalid, and judges in the Supreme Court are able to determine whether a federal law is constitutional or unconstitutional, and this process is actually called judicial review and is still very significant to this day. And then I honestly feel that nothing really should be changed. When it comes to this case, it was a very important and significant case in our country's history, and as our technology develops in the years to come, it's become increasingly easier for the general public, to gain access to, court cases whether it's through case briefs online or websites or YouTube videos or live streams. So that's just an important thing to note. I also feel that judicial review is still very important to this day, because the interpretation of the Constitution when it comes to certain cases is a very delicate process and a very tedious process, so it should be not taken very lightly.